Hey everyone, Dr. Jack Hinderman here, and I'm going to walk you through some very simple spinal range of motion exercises that would benefit you to do every day, 2 to 3 times a day, if all the way up to 5 times a day, depending on how stiff things feel as you're starting your chiropractic care program here with us. The videos that I'm laying out with these movement patterns are really designed to just get you better results faster. So when it comes to range of motion, really what we want to really focus on is the movement and then going to the end range of that movement, meaning you're moving as far as you can in the desired direction. And then when you get to that end range of motion, you try to hold it for up to 30 seconds. Okay, so I'm going to just walk through some of them first. We're going to start with the neck. It's very simple. We're going to start with rotation. Ready? So you're going to turn your head to the right as far as you can. And then when you get to that end range of motion, right there, you hold it for 30 seconds. Now, what this movement is doing is it's firing all of those mechanoreceptors in the joints that we talk about when we're talking about how the body deals with stress, right? We want those mechanoreceptors firing because that's what helps keep your body healthy, is that healthy input from the motion of your spine. So you want to hold it. No, I'm not going to do it for 30 seconds each, but that's rotation. And you can do lateral bend. For lateral bend, what I like to do is hold the arm down and on the opposite end. So when I'll go behind my back, what I'm doing is I'm grabbing my left arm with my right arm and I'm pulling my shoulder down a bit. And then I'm stretching to that right side. Go to that end range just as far as you can go. Hold it for 30 seconds. And you can go the other way. This time I'm using my left arm to pull down my right arm. So I'm using my left arm to pull down my right arm, and then I'm going to the left. And you can hold that again for 30 seconds. And then what you want to do is you want to go into flexion. So you look down as far as you can, tuck that chin down and hold it. Now, if you have any pain with this, don't go through the pain point. Go to that end range that's comfortable and hold it right there for 30 seconds. And then the last one is looking up, okay? So you want to extend that neck back as far as you can. And again, hold it for 30 seconds. Now, if you get any dizziness with any of this, some of you may have dizziness with some of these motions, just let us know that that's occurring. We don't want you to push through that dizziness in the beginning, okay? So that's the cervical spine. Next, we're gonna do more of the trunk, the thoracic spine and the lumbar spine, okay? So we could start by putting our hands out to do a rotation, and that's simply standing up real tall and straight, holding in your abdomen, and then very simply rotate just straight as you can, as far as you can. You look back over your shoulder and rotate, and then hold it for 30 seconds. We go back the other way. Remember, we want to go really smooth, controlled, slow motions here, as far as you can. And hold it for 30 seconds, okay? The next one is flexion. Now I'm going to warn you that if you do have a bad low back or a hot disc in that lower back, and you've heard us talking about a disc issue, then you may want to consult with us prior to bending forward in flexion, because you can injure things in flexion if those discs are very unhealthy. So that's your warning on that, but simply we just want to reach down to the floor, real nice and slow and controlled, as far as you can, and then hold it for 30 seconds. And then come up very slow, okay? As you come up, you should feel that lumbar spine starting to straighten out first, and then bring everything up top. The lumbar spine's down here, real low. Okay. And then for the last one is more of a back extension. So you just lean back as far as you can, okay, for 30 seconds. Another way to do that, I'm going to turn my back to you to do that, but another way to do that extension exercise is to get up against the wall and then drop those hips forward and get some extension in there. And hold that for 30 seconds. And then the last one, we're going to reach down the leg as far as you can. And hold for 30 seconds. And then go the other way. And reach down the leg. And hold for 30 seconds. And there you have it. So remember to do that 3 to 5 times a day, at least in the very beginning, that first week of care. When we're seeing you 3 times a week, it's good to do that multiple times a day as we're starting to initiate movement back into those spinal joints that just have not been moving properly due to some of the chronic postures and positions that we sit in that affect our mobility and flexibility. So that is your range of motion. Okay, next I'm going to demonstrate a wall exercise that we do to help keep our shoulders back and our head up over our shoulders where it belongs. What happens with the stress of modern living from a postural standpoint is we tend to really roll forward with our shoulders. And then when we're sitting all day, our head gets out in front of us like this. Puts a tremendous amount of stress and strain in the upper neck and can affect the motion and mobility up there, as well as through the upper middle back and even into the lower back. Where our head sit is very important. So this exercise is designed to get us from going like this to get us to standing upright, okay? So in the beginning stages of care, as you're getting adjusted 2 to 3 times a week, we want to really focus, especially if on the x-ray your head is out in front of your body, we really want to focus on doing this exercise up to 5 times a day. Okay, we hold the pose for 30 seconds. We do about 5 or 6 reps per session. So I'm going to demonstrate that for you today. From a setup standpoint, what we want to do is we want to make sure that our heels are tight up against the wall. We want to make sure that our butt is touching up against the wall, and then our shoulder blades up against the wall, and then also our head, the back of our head should also be resting up against the wall. Now, for some of you in the very early stages of care, this is going to be a difficult position for you to get in, to even let your head up touch the wall while you're looking straight forward. What some of you are going to inevitably end up doing is tip your head back like this to touch the wall. So if you have to do that, I'm going to encourage you to bring that chin back to center so you're looking straight ahead, okay? So when we do this, what I want you to do is get positioned, get where you need to be, and then just relax. Take a real deep breath in. And then as you're exhaling, I want to see your arms up on the wall, your back, your head on the wall, the shoulders on the wall, your butt on the wall, and your heels on the wall. And as you're exhaling, I want you to try to push your shoulders and your arms and your torso and your butt and the back of your head tight against the wall. So you can't really see that because there's no motion, but I'm exerting a force against the wall while holding my body against the wall. Okay, so that's the exercise. So you're going to do that. You're going to hold for 30 seconds if you can, and then in between, just relax. Take a new breath, and come at it and do it again. You can exhale as you're holding against the wall. Super easy, but extremely valuable. Now I want to demonstrate an exercise that's going to help bring your shoulders back where they belong. We do see a lot of shoulder injuries, and we see a lot of shoulder stress in the office here. And again, this is from a lot of our administrative type of work, our sitting, and actually now probably the biggest stress is leaning forward with looking at the phone. So your shoulders are rolled forward, your mid back is rolled, your head's looking down. So what this is going to do is going to help open up your chest and stretch your shoulder blades back to where they belong. It's also going to put some stretch in that middle thoracic spine to help bring your posture more upright. So what this one looks like is you're going to stand just like we were on the wall, but your arms up at a 90-degree angle, and then you come into the doorway, and you make sure your head's up. You don't want to go forward like this, but you want to make sure your head's up, and then you can either walk through the doorway or you can just lean into it and feel that stretch and hold it for 30 seconds. You exhale while you're doing the stretch, and then when you're relaxing, you inhale. So the stretch should be 30 seconds. You want to go as far as you can to feel that good stretch. And then you relax.